In this video, we will build a clear, visual personal model of leadership using values from the Rokeach Values Survey. The Rokeach framework distinguishes between terminal values, which are end goals like inner harmony or world peace, and instrumental values, which are the day-to-day means to those ends, like honesty or responsibility. To make this practical, we will anchor 4 levels of values: individual, interpersonal, organizational, and societal. We will choose one terminal value and one instrumental value at each level, then show the leadership behaviors that flow naturally from those choices. Here is our 4-level ladder. Notice how terminal values describe the target state we want to create, and instrumental values describe the style and habits we use to get there. By the end, we will stitch the 4 levels together into one integrated, principled, and people-centered leadership model. Level 1, the individual level. We will pair the terminal value self-respect with the instrumental value honesty. Self-respect anchors a leader's inner compass. It means I regard myself as someone who must act ethically and competently, and I measure my choices against that standard. Honesty is the daily practice that sustains self-respect. Speaking plainly, telling the truth even when it is uncomfortable, and avoiding spin. Watch how these 2 values point to practical behaviors. First, transparent decision-making. I share the why behind choices and admit uncertainty when it exists. Second, accountability. I own mistakes, correct course quickly, and invite feedback instead of hiding shortcomings. Third, continuous learning. I keep building skills and knowledge, modeling curiosity and humility so growth becomes normal for the team. Honesty fuels accountability, and accountability builds self-respect. This is the personal foundation of leadership. Level 2, the interpersonal level, where leadership lives in conversations and relationships. We choose friendship as our terminal value and tolerance as our instrumental value. Friendship here means warm, trusting relationships at work, the kind where people feel seen and valued. Tolerance means I cultivate acceptance and openness toward different backgrounds, identities, and viewpoints. Together, these values shape 3 daily behaviors. First, active listening. Full attention, clarifying questions, and reflecting back what I hear. Second, empathic support, noticing stress, offering encouragement, and connecting people with resources. Third, inclusive dialogue, creating safe space for dissent, drawing out quieter voices, and valuing constructive debate. Tolerance prevents friendship from becoming an echo chamber, and friendship gives the trust needed to hold hard conversations well. Level 3, the organizational level, where systems and policies either amplify or undermine our stated values. Here we choose equality as the terminal value and responsibility as the instrumental value. Equality means fair access to opportunity, recognition, and advancement regardless of background. Responsibility means I take ownership for making that fairness real, rather than leaving it to chance. From this pairing, 3 leadership behaviors follow. First, fair policies and practices, design transparent promotion tracks, and merit-based evaluations. Second, resource allocation, fund mentorship, learning access, bias training, and accessible workspaces. Third, data-driven accountability, track equity metrics like representation and pay parity and report progress to stakeholders. Responsibility turns equality from words on paper into lived experience for everyone in the organization. Level 4, the societal level, where our leadership engages the wider world. We select world peace as the terminal value and cooperation as the instrumental value. World peace represents respectful coexistence, shared security, and human flourishing. Cooperation describes how diverse groups coordinate efforts, share resources, and resolve conflict for the common good. 3 behaviors arise here as well. First, cross-sector partnerships. Reach beyond the organization to communities, government, and nonprofits to tackle complex issues like sustainability or poverty. Second, conflict resolution facilitation. Use interest-based mediation so disagreements do not become zero-sum battles. Third, global mindset advocacy. Learn across borders, respect cultures, and adopt international best practices. Cooperation lays the stepping stones toward peace, locally at first, then regionally, and eventually globally. Let us integrate. When we place these 4 levels side by side, a coherent model emerges. Practicing honesty and self-respect earns credibility, which supports friendship and tolerance in relationships. Those interpersonal strengths make it possible to shoulder organizational responsibility for equality. And the cooperation we model inside the organization scales into societal work that advances peace. 3 takeaways sum it up. First, consistency of character. Honesty and responsibility form a moral through line from how I treat myself to how I steward teams and resources. Second, trust is the glue. Friendship and cooperation build relational capital so people can tackle bigger challenges together. Third, scalable practices. Skills like active listening and constructive dialogue at the interpersonal level enable mediation and cross-cultural collaboration at the societal level. By consciously selecting and embodying these 8 values across 4 domains, the model stays principled, people-centered, and purpose-driven, turning ideals into daily choices and lifting impact from the self all the way to the world. Thank you for learning with us. Choose your values with care, practice them with consistency, and let your model scale from the self to the world.